Hello everyone! Welcome back to episode 34 of my Let's Build series! Today we are starting off in a very nostalgic area for us. This is where we very first started on this island. This is our starter house. And it's done its job with an important function as a starter house, but I think we've moved on, wouldn't you say? Now, I don't want to destroy this house because it's kind of beautiful in its own way, and although it's been overshadowed by a massive palace, I still want to keep it. So, today we are going to begin work over on this island over here. This is currently where our mob farm is, but it is also the area where we are going to place our sandcastle village. It'll be home to many more structures like this one. Alright, so here's the view from our sandcastle village. Our beautiful sandcastle starter house and our massive palace is right there. Then we come over here and we have this blank slate of an island. These chests are filled with stuff that I got while digging out the big hole for the mob farm. And this island's terrain is kind of a mess. We can't put too many houses around here. So it's time to cover up where our mob farm is so that we can't see it any longer and properly terraform this island so that we can start building a village. So I'm going to begin on this terraforming project and I will let you all know when I've finished. While I'm filling in this terraforming, I just want to take a moment to say how grateful I am that all of you are still supporting this series. I am so in love with this world that we have created for ourselves, and I can't wait to do even more of it. So thank you all so much for supporting me on this survival series, even though I'm really a creative channel. It's so awesome that you've allowed me to make this switch into a series, and I appreciate all of you who have provided me with so many amazing ideas and inspiration. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, and just like magic, our terraforming is complete. Let me give you guys a good view of what this looks like from above, so you can see how much space we're working with. There we go, there's our lovely smoothed out island. So it's pretty tiny. This was one of the smaller islands in the area. I'm perfectly okay with that. This is not going to be a massive village, but if we want to do this successfully, we do need to plan. I feel like I talk about planning in literally every video I do, but it's kind of important in my life and it works really well for me. I know it's not something everybody does, but if it works for me, I feel like I may as well share it. This is the center point of the island, so I want to put something here, either a statue, a fountain, some market stands. Not 100% sure, but we'll mark it out anyways. The next key to success around here is going to be adding in some paths and framing out where I would like each house to be. The first thing I need to decide is how we're going to enter this island. Right now the only way to this island is swimming across, and don't get me wrong, this is not a very long journey and we have a conduit down here, but I think it would be nice to have an easy way across here. And I don't think a bridge is the answer because that would block this whole passageway here. So maybe a tunnel is the way to go. I don't know. I think a tunnel would be really nice. So we're going to have a path coming down here. And then from this point of their main island that juts out, I think we're going to have a tunnel running from down there to down here. And once you're in here, you'll come up a staircase into a building that's right on the edge of this beach here. I'm not exactly sure what this building's going to look like yet. I think it may be maybe a tower of sorts, but we're going to line it up with our sandcastle house over there. I've thought on this quite a bit, and I think I want our starter house to stay on that island. However, I do think I want it to move closer to the edge of the island up here so that it's less in the way of all of our windows. It's more between these two windows. And we'll adjust it a little bit so that its function is now a staircase down into the underwater tunnel to bring us over to the village. Does that sound logical to all of you? I hope so. So I guess it's time to mark out a sort of large-ish structure along here. I think a little rectangle should be perfect. I'm trying to stick to as many odd numbers as I can. There we go. Structure number 1 is marked out. Now I'm going to continue that all the way around here and mark in a whole bunch of different village structures and where I think they should go. I think from this central point, we can definitely have a path going this way and a path going this way. By the way, our paths are not going to be diorite. I feel like I should say that. I'm not doing diorite paths. It's a block that I had a lot of. I feel like we're going to use a lot of rockets this episode so I can get a bird's eye view. Oh, I didn't even move. That's embarrassing. But yeah, rockets. Very important. Let's see. Oh dear. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then we need some sort of maybe like a little beach house on this side and some palm trees. And then on this side, we'll have more of the compact village. Okay, I'm gonna get to work planning this and I will bring you guys all back once I have a solid plan in the works. Right, so I just spent about 20 minutes doing this. And then I spent about another 20 minutes looking at this. And just trying to think how I'm going to turn this into a village because I think this is the worst planning I've done in quite a while. And the worst part is, I know exactly what I want to have in this village. Oh, goodness. Flying is not going well for me today. I know exactly what I want to have in this village. I don't know how to lay it out in a good way. So, we have 4 fairly important buildings and then a couple of filler houses. So we have this sort of like town hall down here on this end. We have this, which I'm going to turn into some docks. We have this building right here, which is going to be our entrance from the underwater tunnel. And we have that tower down there, which is sort of like our watchtower over like the beach area. Oh, and we have this central area. That's basically all I got because I just feel confused. Anyways, let's get out of the confusion. I think I want to work in this center area a little bit. So I have an idea for a statue that I want to do here that you have all suggested quite a lot, and that is a dolphin statue. So I experimented a little bit with the blocks that I wanted to use for this dolphin statue in creative mode, in a separate single player flat world, and now I'm over here and I think we're just gonna go for it. I definitely do need some dirt though for scaffolding. Ah, yes. So I know of an amazing YouTuber that a lot of you guys do not know of, and I want to change that today. So there is this YouTuber by the name of Meg Ray. You may have heard of her, you may not have. I think she has something like 2,000 subscribers, I want to say. Not a lot, not as many as she deserves. She deserves a lot more. And she does these perfect little beginner tutorials for things like this statue that I'm building. And she actually does have one on a dolphin. I actually looked it up and wanted to use it, but her dolphin is a little on the large side for what I'm going to be doing here. I want a super simple one. So, Meg, thank you for the amazing tutorial and for the inspiration. I'm not using your dolphin, but I am making a dolphin, so thank you. I'm going to link her tutorial on how to build a dolphin statue below. Go check it out if you would like to create one of these in your world, because what I'm doing right now is going to be extraordinarily difficult to follow. Just saying. Okay. So my dolphin's going to be sitting on its tail like this, sort of propped up, and its head is up here. So this is like its belly line, and now we need to do another line for its back. Not a whole lot more out than what we currently have, honestly. Although, we also need to have a proper color for the belly. This is something that Meg did in her tutorial. She colored the belly a different color. Definitely a very, very good idea. That's our belly. Sort of. And then I think we do a stair here. Someone asked in the last episode, I think, if I was annoyed that I had to make scaffolding with 1.14 out, and I could be on a 1.14 snapshot right now. I'm just choosing to kind of enjoy 1.13 exactly as it is for a little longer until the official stable releases out. I really don't mind, and what we're doing doesn't require that much dirt that it's like extraordinarily annoying. If we were doing this whole thing while 1.14 was out, I would be annoyed, but we did most of this when it was just 1.13 and 1.14 was not even announced. So nah, I'm honestly not mad about it at all. Okay, so I think we're gonna just extend its back out like one more block. And then we'll go up and make a neck. Goodness. Oh, and it needs a fin. Okay, we'll do a fin here. Sort of. And then we'll build up the head. Okay, let's get a little look. Oh boy. This looks nothing like a dolphin. Okay, this is gonna take some work. Let's get a little look at what we are. Oh boy. Alright, so it's, well, happy to report it's far from one of the worst things I've done. Let's do the tail. That's on the lower ground. It may be a little bit easier. Okay, so I think we'll turn the tail out like so, and then down, and then back up. That looks like a dolphin's tail, right? Looks super awkward, but it's definitely a tail. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. Let's get back up. Okay, so I've sort of worked out the head shape. This looks sort of like a dolphin, as close as I can get with stairs and slabs. And there's the fin, and we have a tail. So now this is like pixel art right now, and we need to turn this not into pixel art. So we're just gonna extend down the body a little bit more. An update, things have not improved very much. To put it lightly. This is awkward. Okay, it needs a fin. I could do a fin. Okay, with the addition of the fin, it is looking slightly more dolphin-like. It needs to be more curvy. This is a rough transition, so I'm gonna work on that a little bit. And, yep, I'll be back. So I decided to come over here and get a good sandcastle view of how the dolphin is looking. And I can see my mistake. See that right there? That doesn't look great. I think I need to figure out how I can fix that, and that'll give us a lot more of a better curve. Well, I feel like I've done a fairly adequate job with this statue on this side, so I'm going to take a picture of exactly how it is, just like this, and do these same details on the other side so we can get a good look at the whole thing in 3D, and then I'll make the final adjustments. Statue making is really hard. I definitely should have experimented in creative mode a lot more. I didn't expect this to be quite as hard as it is, because dolphins are cool, but they're a fairly simple shape, right? It's not like we're making a mermaid. There's no arms or hair or any of that to worry about, really. So I thought it might be a little bit more simple. But anyways, I was wrong. We will now move on to the other side. Okay, I'm officially done with this dolphin for this episode. I think it definitely needs some more adjusting, particularly from certain angles. It's a bit derpy, but I gave it an eye and I did the other side, and it's kind of one of those things that I'm gonna have to stare at for a while before I figure out. And definitely, if you have any suggestions or things that you see that are just blatantly wrong, tell me, because oh, I think this could actually be adjusted. I'll leave it for now. But I think it could be adjusted up a little bit to help that, maybe. Anyways, I'm going to move on for right now to getting some of these houses up just to make our village look a little bit more solid. So I'm going to extend all of these lovely pillars up, and we'll hopefully be able to get a good idea of what this village is going to look like. I am enjoying creating this village so much so far. I love our palace over there, but it's always nice to have a break from things like that when they're really big projects. And with this world, we've been really lucky in that we get to bounce around from one area to the next, and it never feels like we're building all the same thing. But in reality, we kind of are. We're just working within one world, and that's so cool for me, because normally I do a creative build, and then that's it. I leave that world alone, and I move on to the next one. So this is sort of a really cool concept for me, and I've really enjoyed building in survival mode so far. I'm actually taking a little break from creative mode this week, which is also different for me. I normally do not do that. But I did two really big projects in a row, the Elven build and the Steampunk build. I didn't take a break between those at all, and they were fairly big. Even the videos were fairly big, required a lot of editing and such. So it's really nice to just kind of sit back, relax, and play some survival without worrying about what the creative builds are doing. Obviously, I'm going to go do another creative build soon, but I'm just not worried about it for this week. This building over here is going to be a little bit more strange. It'll be a little taller in some areas, this tower and this tower in particular, and then we have this sort of square area in the middle with maybe we'll have like a desk inside like for the town hall, and then this little tower here. I wanted to have that very classic castle feel, but still be a sandcastle, because although all of these houses are inspired by a sandcastle, they aren't all actually castles, so I did want to actually include one. I just think that would be so cool. I think this already gives such a better idea of what this village is going to feel like to walk through, just with some pillars up on all of these structures. I mean, you can already get an idea of sort of how everything is going to flow around these structures. I'm excited about this. It's looking promising. Alright, so here is the view of our sandcastle village from the palace so far. I'm really enjoying this project, everyone. This has been so much fun to plan out, and although there's still a lot of work needed, it's just so fun and rewarding to build a little village on this island. I didn't realize how much I needed a break from this palace. It's so nice to work on something on a smaller scale. I want to experiment a little bit with what path we can have going through here, and I sort of want to use these path blocks. I haven't used them a whole lot, and I think they're just so interesting, and they go with this palette, sort of. The other options I was thinking of were maybe birchwood, so some planks like this, but that gives us a lot of this sandy color, and although this is a sandy sandcastle village, I don't know if I want to have it all the same color. The other thing I was thinking that could work would be some granite, and that would tie in some colors from our palace. I think that might actually be our best option, but I'm going to let you guys give me some more suggestions on what you think would look good. I think granite right now, let me test out some granite. Alright, so here are some options that we have for a path. Oh, there's the redstone. So we could do a prismarine path. We could do granite, which I really like. I think granite might be one of my favorites. We could do coral, which sort of has that warmer tone, but dead coral to me looks a lot like stone, and I kind of wanted to avoid the stone look a little bit. We also have these bricks that we could do. Those could look cool, actually. They're expensive to create just for a path, but I do think they have a lot of potential to look really cool. And the other thing would be the wood. And if we did something like this wood texture, we could mix in sand and sandstone as well to kind of give us that cool rocky texture. And with the granite, we could mix in some terracotta and some polished granites. And with the prismarine, we could have the two types running together, or just the normal path. And the thing I like about this is that it actually does sink down a little bit, so it gives you that little bit of texture as you're walking through, which is nice on a small scale. Anyways, I'm going to put a poll on the screen right now and let you all decide. If you don't like any of these options, just comment below a better suggestion. The next thing I want to do is some of the details on one of these houses. I think we'll do this one right here. This is sort of a little tiny L-shaped house, which I think is just so cute. I have put in some of the walls just so we could get a good feel of what it's like to properly walk through here. But I know that in order to get windows in this sand, we're going to have to take down the walls again. So this is sort of like a throwback to what it was like building in the first episode. We're going to the same style again, where we want these like crenulations on the top, sort of. And I'm going to do details with stairs and slabs, and I think these may be a little bit more detailed and have more variety than our original starter house. And I also want to add more color, like having some cyan flags to match in with the water and the prismarine and stuff, and we can have some different prismarine accents around us too. I think that would be cute. I think I want the middle part of this house to actually be a little taller. So I'm going to get my dirt out real fast and come up here, and I'm just going to extend these pillars up, probably like 3 blocks. I don't want it to be too tall, but just a little extension. Now we extend up the wall on this side. This house has a super tiny interior. I did want to mention, I do plan on doing interior on these houses, but some of them like this one, are going to be a little bit weaker on the interior side because there's only actually one block of space to do any interior. Alright, so here's the details on this house so far. Now I just need to go around the rest of the edges and sort of do that same thing, adding the stair details to each of the ends of the pillars, like so. This is a super easy design to do, but it looks so cool, and I think it's going to look awesome once all of them are all together. Imagine walking through a little village like this. I also would like to have some little windows on this, maybe with this sort of design, and then have a window right here, like 3 blocks of a window. That could be kind of cool. That's a lot of stairs, but I really like doing this sort of design. It gives it that really curvy look. I love that. Okay, I don't have any glass on me right now, so I'm going to leave that alone for now, but I need to get up to the top and do some of these details. Alright, there we go. There's a house, sort of. This design is going to adapt quite a bit, I think, as we get around this village and do the rest of the houses, but I'm excited about this. And I'm excited to hear all of your ideas. I think that's one of my favorite parts about this series, is I get to hear from you. So don't be afraid to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now I'm going to add a little flag. I think I'm going to do that in this corner. I don't really want to do it in the center because I want us to have a way up here, so we're going to need to have a ladder right there. I should actually not even block that up. Yeah, there we go. There's going to be a ladder right there. And we're going to add our cyan wool. Now, which way is the wind blowing in this world? I've never put any flags, so I haven't decided. Oh, goodness. Let's have it blowing this way, I guess. I actually don't know. I haven't had to think about that. So I guess it really doesn't matter right now. Alright, I think that flag adds just the right pop of color that this place needs. So let's do a quick little flyover, and then it's time for me to pick a comment or question of the day. There's our village with the palace in the background. Oh, it's so wonderful to see all together. I can't wait to work on this area even more and hear what you all think. Alright everyone, today's comment or question of the day comes from Vempt, who says, personally, I think you should put the full armor stand set on one side and the dragon head and elytra on the mirror side. Vempt, thank you so much for your comment. So many people have commented a similar thing and agreed with you. So, if you guys didn't catch the last episode, what Vempt is referring to is just across our bridge here. We have our little shrine or monument for the dragon fight and dragon egg here. And we have this armor stand with our original fight armor, or some of it, and then our elytra and a dragon head. And I agree, the stand looks a little bit odd in this spot, so I think we can definitely fix this up real quick. Alright, so I've grabbed some items to sort of fix up this area a little bit. The first thing I'm going to do is just take everything off of here. There we go. And give me that armor stand. Perfect. I think, first of all, it would be really cool to have the armor stand up on a little bench, just to make it look a little bit more official. So there's our armor stand, and here is our fight armor. Now, you'll notice I don't actually have the helmet, because I'm wearing the helmet. But that's fine. This helmet is soon going to retire and not be able to be fixed anymore, and when it does, I will place it up here. I'm also currently using the sword, and I desperately need this looting sword, guys. So when I get a new sword, I will also place the sword up here. But just like that, on the other side, I'm going to do the exact same thing. But on this side, I'm going to do a pillar of quartz in the middle, because some other people commented and told me that if you power the dragon head, it actually is animated. And I've heard this before, but I actually completely forgot about that. So I think I can hide the lever beneath this block. Oh yeah, that's so cool. Wow. Okay, let's get in here. Right. If you've ever heard noises, oh dear, that's a creeper. Yeah, if you've ever heard any noises below me while I'm doing this, it's because of this area right here. Right, so let's just drop down here. Okay, and like, let's do this block right there. And can I power it with a redstone block? Because that would be the easiest. I can't. I don't know how redstone works, everyone. Okay, like that. Yes, that works. Okay, perfect. And now I just fix up the hole, and it's like it never happened. We will have to deal with that on the inside, but we can just do a double thick floor right here, and we'll be able to hide that perfectly fine. Now, the next thing is I have the elytra and also my bow. Now, I think I should find a better spot for this, but we have Gem's Grace and our Prismarine Piercer over here. I think once I have the sword, I'll move the bow over here and put the sword right there, and then I will have the elytra and something else. I'm sure I can think of something else to go next to it there. And that'll kind of even off this area. I love it. Oh my goodness. The next thing I want to do as like a little entrance area into this shrine, I want to actually place... Can I not? Wait. Okay, you can. That was so weird. I think I accidentally used one. Oh, I did! Did it burst? Oh no. Oh wait, no, I got it back. Okay. That was so weird. I did not mean to use it. That was almost like laggy. Okay, let me rotate you into the right position. So just as we enter this area, we have these eyes. I love that. And let's do the same thing over here. There we go. All right. So our shrine is definitely coming together. We have a few more items to add in, but this is cool. Thank you all so much for your suggestions on the last video. And don't forget to leave lots of suggestions on the village because I definitely could use them. Anyways, that is all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!